Hello everyone and welcome back finally to the Solino channel. Now of course I have been away for a month or two, but I feel like I've come back at a relatively good time. We've got Jurassic World Dominion, Prehistoric Kingdom. I could even go as far to say Jurassic World Evolution 2 DLCs, considering that is a heavily, illustrated topic on my channel. But yeah, as I did just mention, we've got Jurassic World Dominion, but more to the topic of today's video, Jurassic World Evolution 2 and Prehistoric Kingdom. Now, anyone that follows like prehistoric park builders will know that in retrospective, Prehistoric Kingdom and Jurassic World Evolution 2 are near enough very similar games. In Jurassic World Evolution 2, the only major difference is that you're following the plotline of course, the Jurassic franchise, but that sort of goes without saying. Whereas in Prehistoric Kingdom, you're sort of, it's more of your zoo tycoon kind of game. Now, if you've read the title, you can probably see where I'm headed with today's video, but today we'll be looking at Jurassic World Evolution 2 and its relatively big problem, which, if you haven't gathered, is Prehistoric Kingdom. And considering this is my first proper video back, I'm not going to aim too high on the like goal, but if we can smash 25 likes on today's video, I'll try and be a bit more consistent, in delivering your latest Jurassic World Evolution 2, Jurassic World Dominion, Prehistoric Kingdom, just your dinosaur-related news. But with that being said, let's get into the video and discuss Jurassic World Evolution 2 and its big problem being Prehistoric Kingdom. Now, first and foremost, don't get it mixed. I love Jurassic World Evolution and Jurassic World Evolution 2. I'll quickly show you a snippet of me back in 2017, 2018, actually making my first Jurassic World Evolution video. So I have been, sort of monitoring this franchise for quite a while at this point. So, respectively, I was like 10 in that video, so if it wasn't quite the quality that I am now, don't come at me, but yeah, I've been following Jurassic World Evolution for years now, and, obviously the game doesn't come without its flaws, and, now that I'm older, I can sort of see those flaws, more fluently and, really break them down. And of course, on Thursday we did get Prehistoric Kingdom, so now Jurassic World Evolution 2 isn't really its own standalone game in the respect that, that it's got competitors now. It's not going to be able to suffice with just being Jurassic World Evolution 2. And what I mean by that is a bit similar to myself. When it comes to Jurassic World Evolution and Jurassic World Evolution 2, Frontier, they haven't necessarily been the most consistent in terms of content or just general updates. I mean, sure, every now and then they drop a maintenance update, fix a few bugs, but it's never really been, sort of the process that Prehistoric Kingdom has had. Now, of course, the obvious argument is, well, Prehistoric Kingdom, it's been in development since 2015, but I don't, really want to accept that as a valid excuse as to why Jurassic World Evolution 2 appears to be such a different game, considering Frontier are a company that, are known for making tycoon games with, probably or arguably some of the most best modular building, games out there. And, it just doesn't really sit right with me knowing that you've got all the teams, you've got all the equipment, you've got all the technology to make Jurassic World Evolution 2 a truly modular experience. And this brings me on to the issue and where the competition with Prehistoric Kingdom comes in. Now, the thing with Prehistoric Kingdom is, as I mentioned, it's been in the works since 2015. They've obviously got some sort of layout and know what direction they want to take their game, whereas with Frontier, it feels like they're just sort of freestyling with Jurassic World Evolution 2, They don't really know what they're going to do, they're just sort of going by what the community wants. And while in its own respect that does have its perks, it definitely doesn't come without its flaws either. And I'm not at all saying that Frontier are clueless with Jurassic World Evolution 2, but if you just take a moment to look back at Jurassic World Evolution in its final months, there were no updates, there was nothing from Frontier. They stopped even doing like the little quizzes they do on Twitter. It was all gone. It was like they just sort of brushed off Jurassic World Evolution and forgot about it. Now, of course, we know that that was because they were working on Jurassic World Evolution 2, but I feel like that's the big sort of difference between Prehistoric Kingdom and Jurassic World Evolution 2. We receive regular updates from Prehistoric Kingdom, we know what. We even have a roadmap just to sort of let us know what direction their game's going. Whereas with Jurassic World Evolution 2, because it's, heavily afflicted by the Jurassic franchise, we don't really know what's going to happen. for the final months of Jurassic World Evolution, we didn't even know if it was, you know, still a project they were working on. So yeah, I guess what I'm asking for here really is just sort of indications of where the game's headed. I mean, obviously we're going to get a Dominion DLC, but that sort of goes without saying, and I just feel like all the DLCs that we get, they're so spontaneous, and there's not really, you know, any way of telling when we're going to get this or what we're going to get. I feel like there needs to be more sort of pointers as to what's going to happen, and yeah, I'm guessing I'm saying is I would quite like a roadmap. And in the grand scheme of things though, I feel like if Jurassic World Evolution 2 or Frontier don't really sort this out and give us what I'm asking for, I don't know about you, but this is just what I want personally. If they don't give it to me, not to sound selfish, I don't know, I feel like I might actually move over to Prehistoric Kingdom, because as much as I love Jurassic World Evolution 2, it's just hassle, and being a content creator, content is so hard to think of sometimes when there's no real indication of what's going to happen. But that is just my moral preference. I mean, I've got loads of friends that do the exact same topics I do, and one issue we always come up against is the idea of content. And if we did get, you know, subtle hints or indications, as I've said, to what's happening with Jurassic World Evolution 2, it'd be so much more helpful in my respect to make videos and produce content for you guys, and it would definitely help with things like hype. And that's something that Prehistoric Kingdom is just so great at. I mean, they've got fans back from 2015 that are still overly hyped for the future of this game near enough 10 years on, and you know, if we had that sort of hype for Jurassic World Evolution 2, I don't think I'd be suffering from having all these droughts and having to quit YouTube for 2 months. It just would help me out as a content creator, and I'm sure, you know, you guys would like it to have a hype builder every now and then. Of course, this video is just down to my raw preference. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Feel free to dislike and argue with me down in the comments, but you know, this is my preference. This is just my opinion. I love Jurassic World Evolution 2 for what it is, even if it does have all these flaws. But yeah, do feel free to let me know your opinions down in the comments. If we can smash 25 likes, it would really help to keep me motivated to keep posting. And with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I do hope to see you in the next one.